Good morning and welcome to Crafty Tuesday. It's lovely to be with you on another Tuesday and to be able to do a little bit more crafty things. Gosh, the winter's coming, isn't it? It's been cold. I've been cold. It's been cold in our house. We've had the heating on. We've been out for some walks. It's lovely outside when it's dry, but we've been through some wet, muddy puddles as well. I said to you last week that we were going to start gradually getting ready for Christmas. If you go down to the shops, if you do go to any shops at the moment, you'll see that the Christmas stuff is in the shops. Christmas trees are even out in the shopping places. So it's time, I think, to start thinking a little bit about Christmas. So today we're going to do two different crafts leading up to Christmas. One of them is definitely going to need some grown-up help. You're going to need help from a grown-up, and I think probably you might need to have help for the second one as well. So let's make a start. The first one, I've already done it. I've already prepared it and I'm going to talk you through it. I'm not going to actually do it in front of you because it takes a little bit of time, but I think you're going to really love it and you're going to enjoy using it for the whole of Advent. It's a little Advent calendar, but an Advent calendar with a slight difference. Because this Advent calendar, we're not going to open windows and find something inside them. I don't know what sort of Advent calendar you've got. You might have an Advent calendar. Let me guess. Anybody got a frozen one? A frozen Advent calendar? I bet some of you have. Any of you got a Paw Patrol one? And some of you probably have got an Advent calendar that leads you through the Christmas story. Picture of the manger and the stable. But there are lots of Advent calendars. Some of them have got chocolate in, some have got pictures in. Father Paul and I've got one that every day we open the window and there's a scented candle in there, a little night light. My friend's got one, and each of them's got a tea bag in a different flavoured tea. So there's lots of different ones. This one, you don't get anything, you add to it. And it's called Help Santa's Beard Grow. And what you've got to do is on your piece of white card, and you just need a plain piece of white card like I've got there, just a plain piece of white card like this. And this is where a grown-up might help you. Just put Santa's head on there. I painted his hat, painted his face and his eyes, a little bit of a moustache and grew his beard. And I wrote the numbers 1 to 24. You could put 25, but I think by Christmas Day, Santa's, really Christmas Eve, his beard is fully grown, isn't it? So that he can get out there. So that's what you do. And then get some cotton wool buds. You can get cotton wool buds. I expect that your mum or grandma or your big sister or somebody has probably got loads of cotton wool buds. I use these to take my nail varnish off or to do my makeup to make me look beautiful. And every day on the number, just stick a bit of cotton wool. So gradually you'll fill it all up with cotton wool. And what will you have? You'll have Santa's complete beard. And you can work out then how many more there are to put on. So that's what I thought we'd do, or you could do. I'll put a picture of this one on our page so you can see what you're aiming to make. So that's our Advent calendar. We're going to make a countdown to Christmas next week, which is very simple, and it's going to be how many days is it to Christmas? To help you stop asking your mum and dad or grandma and granddad, how many days is it to Christmas? I don't know. How many days is it to Christmas? I don't know how many it is now. I can't work it out actually this quickly. I probably could find out. But how many days? So there we are. That's Santa. We'll just put him here behind Rusty. So now the other craft, which I'm going to show you how to do, is we're going to make some gingerbread men. Not actually to eat. You can't eat these because they're made out of cardboard. But some gingerbread men. And we can start making our windows look nice and Christmassy. Because we're being told, let's try and make people happy this Christmas. It's been such a funny year. Didn't go to school, back to school, locked out, then not locked down, then we were locked down again, shops were open, shops were closed, shops are opening again, can't see Granny, can see Granny outside. It keeps changing, doesn't it? But the one thing we can do is we can make our houses look nice at Christmas. So what I want you to do is get a grown up, and this is what I keep saying to you, go onto the internet and just put in there gingerbread man template, and there's loads of templates. This is the one I got. Print it off, cut it out like I have there, and once you've cut it out, find a piece of card, just like that, a cardboard box. I bet there's lots of bits of cardboard arriving in your house at the moment with Amazon deliveries or other deliveries. But get a piece of card. If you can't get any card, just get some brown paper. You can either get brown paper that you've got at home. This was wrapped up in an Amazon delivery we had. And when you've got it and you've got your template, just a plain template like that, which is to say, get somebody grown up to help you print that off. And then draw around it. You just have to draw around it with a pencil. Very easy. You certainly can do that. You don't need a grown-up to help you draw around something like this, do you? And when you've done that, you just cut your gingerbread man out. That, I can tell you without doubt, is going to be a job that you're going to need a grown-up to help you. Not only are you going to need a grown-up to help you do this, but you need a good pair of scissors. Look, I'm not going to do it now because it'll take the whole, but can you see how much effort I'm having to make to cut this gingerbread man out? And when you've cut it out, you'll get a shape like that. Once you've got your shape like that, you can start decorating it. I cut some out before we started with paper. And what you need to do is get a black felt tip pen and put the bits on that you need to. So what I would do if it was me doing it, I'd start with putting the eyes on. Gingerbread man eyes. Every gingerbread man has eyes, doesn't he? And so with a black felt tip pen or a black Sharpie, or you could do it with a piece of black paint or a crayon, you put his eyes on. Once you've got his eyes on, the next thing you have to do is every gingerbread man has a big smiley face. So there's your gingerbread man with his, oops, wrong one, with a big smiley face. So you start like that, and then his bow tie on. And you can choose whatever colour you want. I think I'm going to do, that one's red. Let's do a green bow tie on this gingerbread man. So get a green felt tip pen. It's all with green, and put his bow on. You can't make his bow too big. You could get a bit of ribbon if you're doing it on the card and just stick a bit of ribbon on there. You don't, or you could decorate it with bits like that. Put his bow tie on, and then his buttons. If you're making these out of biscuit, you probably use Smarties for that. So think about Smartie colours. What colour Smarties can you get? You can get a red Smartie. So put the first Smartie on in red. You can get purple Smarties, can't you? So I've got purple here. We'll put a purple Smartie on. And what other colour Smarties can you get? Oh, I think you can get yellow Smarties, can't you? I think you can get green Smarties. You can definitely get pink and blue Smarties. So let's put a blue Smartie on next. So you put on the Smarties, or the dots when you're making it on here. And then the next thing I've done on this one here, as you can see, is I've put, like, if you were making it, it's the icing on there. And I've done that with Tipp-Ex, white Tipp-Ex pen. Now that, again, is a little bit difficult because you've got to have quite strong fingers to use Tipp-Ex. But just get a grown-up to help you. Or, you know, if you have got white felt, you can get white pens, can't you, marker pens and so on. But put that on and just make the lines like if you were icing it with icing sugar. Well, icing made with icing sugar. Just, you don't have to do it very accurately because when you're squeezing out the icing sugar, it doesn't come out icing in the icing bag. It doesn't come out very even. So it doesn't matter if this isn't very even, but you have to do that. When you've done all of that, you can put it across his head like I've done there, and you can give him icing on his cheeks where his red jolly cheeks are. and I've given them some holly on their head. You'll see all of this when I've done it. Put some holly on his head, and then a few bit more. That's it, just the icing that goes on it. There we are. And then with a bit of red and green, you can make the holly look a bit more like holly, and then the red can look like the berries. So it looks like our gingerbread man has got some holly on his head. You can do all of this. You can decorate it how you like. And when it's all done, it'll look like that. Can you see it? Now, if you wanted to, you could do like I've done this one. I've done on that one, and you can edge it all in black. It just gives it a better shape, but you don't have to do it. I've done that on that one as well, on the cardboard one. You can see on the cardboard one better how I've put the Tipp-Ex on and everything. And it just gives it a nice sort of, well, it looks like a biscuit, doesn't it? It looks like a biscuit you might like to eat if it was made out of gingerbread. So that's a gingerbread man. What you can do, of course, is you can just print off your template like that and colour it in. Just get some nice colouring pencils and colour it in. I've got brown felt tip here, and you can just, I'm not going to colour it in now because I haven't got enough time, but you can just colour in your gingerbread man and it'll look nice. Of course, you can always go and look on the internet and find a recipe and make some gingerbread men with somebody at home. And have you noticed what's missing this week? No paper plate. No paper plate craft. Can make a gingerbread man out of a paper plate, because you could just get the plate, paint it brown, and then just decorate the face like we've done there, just like that. So you could use a paper plate, but it wasn't very exciting. So we'll go back over that. Don't forget Santa. Let his beard start growing. And then you can make your gingerbread man, get your template off the internet, and then use brown paper or brown card, or just colour it in and stick gingerbread men in your window. Been lovely to be with you. Next week it's countdown to Christmas. How many days is it to Christmas? I said I'd find out. Hold on 1 minute. I'll just ask Alexa. Alexa, how many days is it to Christmas?
Christmas is in 30 days.
It's 30 days to Christmas. See you next week. Bye-bye.